They've covered themselves. The board does not have the jurisdiction to change election laws. The board does not have the jurisdiction to put something into the charter that says, hey, we can ignore all federal laws, we can ignore all state laws, and we can do what we want. We don't have that ability to do that. And Rich, you're a Second Amendment guy. Do you think it would be legal to write a Second Amendment resolution and put it into our charter that says, hey, we can ignore all state laws and all federal laws? Do you think that would fly?
In the court of public opinion, yes, that would.
I didn't ask the court of public opinion. You think that we would be able to, all of a sudden, I can go buy a fully automatic Tommy gun because it's in our charter, and we can ignore everything that state and the feds have passed?
You're kind of going down a different rabbit hole, but
no, it's the same thing. This breaks a ton of state and federal laws, just like the Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. Pretty simple, but we can't just put it into our charter and say, hey, we can ignore all state and federal laws now.
So, well, you said a lot of different things there. So, the key with a citizen election initiative is that, and our rights per the state and the federal constitutions, we have so many different rights, and unfortunately, too many people, they either forgot those rights or they don't believe in them for some reason. And I'll list them here. In the California Constitution, all political power is inherent in the people. The people can direct their representatives. The people have the right to alter or reform their government. We have the right to redress grievances. And this initiative is also partly freedom of speech and freedom of assembly.
So do you have the right to overturn laws?
I'll get there. We have, and I hate to say, it pains me to say this, we have local officials that are afraid of a lawsuit, and they're afraid of a government, suing them. I mean, I'm beside myself thinking that. I just am.
All right, let's go to the Constitution, Rich. Article 1, Section 4, the times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof. But the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations except as the place of choosing senators. So there you go. There's your Constitution. The Constitution says it's the state's jurisdiction to hold elections. You think this is news to me? You think this is news to me? You're doing it all wrong.
You could have sued for an injunction or a stay. You could have sued
for a referendum. Why didn't you do it?
I'm not an elected representative.
Doesn't matter. Citizen can sue the state. Why didn't you do it?
So again, the purpose. I
mean, obviously you know how to file a lawsuit because you got the Ladd lawsuit out there, you got the Laura Hobbs lawsuit out there, you got all these lawsuits out there, so you know how to file a lawsuit. So why didn't you do it? So
you're in a position of local governance here. And the purpose of government is to protect the rights of the people. That is the purpose of government. Again, we've lost it generations ago, and that's extremely unfortunate.
Gee, thanks, Rich. Thanks for the update. You know,
and it's really unfortunate.
This is what drives me crazy. I mean, we're sitting here preaching to me. I've been in this thing for 12 years. I did something. I stepped forward. I shook my entire life up to come in here and represent the people and try to give people their rights back and try to help as much as I can. And then I get these people preaching to me about, oh, this is what we need to do and this is what you should do and here's the rights. And it absolutely drives me crazy. But congratulations, you have alienated pretty much, I would say, the majority of the Board of the Supervisors. I can't speak for the majority, obviously, but I know that your group has alienated a lot of people. Divide and conquer, and that's exactly what you guys are doing right now. You're dividing and conquering.
Again, that's your opinion. No. That means not submitting and not complying.
Yeah,
and I want a new state.
Sounds great. I took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and in that Constitution, it says Article 1, Section 4, says the states have the right over the voting. The states are in control of voting. Plain and simple. These people will throw up, Amendment 10 or the 10th Amendment. You know, well, the 10th Amendment specifically says anything in the Constitution that is not addressed goes to the state level. Well, guess what? It's addressed in the Constitution. Article 1, Section 4 says.
For the people.
What?
The 10th Amendment says things not delegated by the Constitution remain to the states or the people. That is what's in the 10th Amendment.
The right to vote, the voting election laws are in Article 1, Section 4. They are addressed. So the 10th Amendment has nothing to do with it. I don't know what they wrote this in the basement of somebody's mother's home or something, but they probably should have gotten some legal advice on this thing. Not have it full of breaking law after law after law after law, but they didn't. And you know, speaking of legal advice, I mean, these are the same people that held up Mary Rickards' license plate because somebody had them convinced that it was a personalized plate because all plates have 7 digits, but they didn't count that the ag symbol was the first digit. So, you know, again, you guys have alienated so many people that are on our side. And you've kind of completely fractured the entire movement. So, did you find somebody to run against me yet, Rich? I know you're looking.
No, I have. Nobody's said that they wanted to run against you. I haven't asked.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Because he called me immediately.
Oh no, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, well,
but
yeah, I think you do.
but that's always an option. It's always an option. We're
Great.
coming up on an election
luck.
cycle.
You're not going to be just throw it into a charter and have the county change it and override the Constitution as well as state law.
Fair enough. All right, Rich, you got anything you want to say? Final comments?
No.
Richard Gallardo, followed by Larry S., followed by Lori Bridgeford, followed by Sally. If I called your name, please get in queue.
Morning. So when I'm finished, I'd like either Joe or Dave to look up a date for me, please. We'd like the date that this board voted to initiate last Wednesday's lawsuit, and I'd like that date after I walk away. Thank you. I also want this board to calendar a special meeting this week, immediately, special meeting. We need you to vote, which you may do. You can vote to bring things out of closed session, in part or in full. We need to know which of you board by roll call voted for the lawsuit initiated last Wednesday. We need names. We demand accountability, public open session accountability. We also want the information why you provided representation to Toller in the Ladd case. We also want the roll call vote there. You absolutely can bring all this out. It's absolutely legal. And yeah, thank you. I need 5 more seconds because of that. The remedy here is to drop the suit. The remedy here is also to assign another attorney, delegate to another attorney for the title and summary. And then also, we want our money back. We were forced to scramble for money and attorney by some of you board members that voted for this lawsuit. Hopefully, maybe some of you didn't vote for it. Elections are local, by the way. Do you see any state election offices in this county like you see DMVs? No, local election offices, county employees, county staff, county buildings. Elections are local, and you guys are now subject to deprivation of civil rights under color of law. That's a federal violation. You're using government authority. I can't believe, Dave, that you're over there smiling. I hope you're not smiling regarding me. You guys are subject to now deprivation of civil rights. It is our right to petition the government and redress grievances. Remember, on the org chart, the electorate is above the county board of supervisors. Thank you.
Mic on? All right, there we go. So the way I see this, a bunch of people who have been acting like children for a lot of years are finally getting a spanking and they're not throwing a tantrum. Yeah, that's what this is. This election-denying group of people pretends like they're all of a sudden victims. They like to act like victims. I've seen their behavior. I've seen how they are. They come in here and they make demands and they think they know all these laws and regulations. They think they're smarter than everybody. They don't know jack about anything. They don't understand how this stuff they even want to fight against works, plus the fact that they won everything. And they're still doing this ridiculous bullcrap. So thank you to this board for finally suing these idiots. Thank you so much for that. I watched your beratement of Rich Gallardo on the podcast, Chris Kelstrom. That was amazing, sir. I like you now. You may not like me, but I like you now for that. That made me a fan. That was awesome. Thank you for that. That loser needed to have someone like you talk to him like that. Thank you for doing that. The only thing wrong with this lawsuit, I have to say, is there aren't more names on it. That's the only problem with it. Thank you for doing this.